Welcome to Animal Football Insider, your weekly look into the happenings of your Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Florida Gators, and all things related to football. And now, from West Des Moines, Iowa, here's your host, The Animal.
Well, hello there, everybody. You're surely the Animal coming at you from the confines of West Des Moines, Iowa on a beautiful day. Temperatures are in the 60s. It does not get any better than this. And for games all across the country, it looks like the sun is out and is shining, except for Major League Baseball. Maybe more on that a little bit later on. We're doing something here today that's going to be a little bit different. We're going to take you through the scores and tell you what's going on throughout the course of the day. I've got my little ticker here that I'm going to be running at the bottom of the screen. I'll try and update that ticker as the day goes on. In fact, let me get that going for you right now. A lot to talk about the games in college football, even a little bit of conversation with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'm on, but there's somebody that's missing here. Hey, hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. I gotta tap my guy, and my God, there he is. He finally decided to join me. I didn't know he was gonna be late or what, but we're gonna bring him on anyway. My good buddy, SEC partner in crime. Okay, just in crime, but nevertheless, my good friend James Luderman. Let me add you here. There you go. What's up?
Good afternoon, Animal. How are you?
I am doing just fine, just getting excited about what's going on today with college football and all. We're going to try and update the ticker here that I got at the bottom of the screen, and hopefully you guys can read the ticker as we go along. Now, for James, he has about a half hour because he's got to take off and do some family commitments, which we perfectly understand, but there's other people that want to join me. Just give me a buzz here on Facebook or in private chat room. We'll bring you on and discuss the things that are going on. Big games that are happening right now. Oklahoma 27-20 over Texas. We've got Mississippi State with a 38-28 lead over Western Michigan. Ohio State 20, Maryland 17. They're really giving Ohio State all that they can handle. And a game that James and I are really interested in is the LSU game. They are down at the hands of the Missouri Tigers. And we'll get into the college in just a minute, but, of course, we all know Animal Football Insider, dedicated to Bucks and Gators. Things were awful last week against the Gators. Great opportunity for them to bounce back. But also for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just an out-out great performance. And now as they go into the break, they're 3-1 on the year. They get it by, and then they come back for a national televised game that got changed at the very last minute.
Love it. Flex them.
I didn't think that the flexing couldn't happen until like week 14.
It normally doesn't. You don't see it happen a lot early. But listen, with the Lions and their success that they've had to this point, they're on top in the NFC North, and then of course, the Bucks on top in the NFC South. This is an old NFC North rivalry type of game. So as we've talked about, Animals. So, hey, why not? The storyline's there. The Lions are looking like a team to be reckoned with in the NFC. And then you have the Bucks, who are kind of the surprise of the NFC to a lot of people. So it's a great matchup on paper. And listen, it's going to be a tough game for the Bucks as a whole. The Lions are kind of operating on all cylinders. They're getting Jameson Williams back from his suspension for Detroit. So, hey, anything can happen. And by the way, just a quick update, Ohio State did just score a touchdown. It is 27-17 now over Maryland.
All right, thank you very much, James. I'll be sure to update that on the ticker here in just a few minutes. This is the first time I'm doing all this, or I'm updating ticker, talking at the same time. I'm doing everything on my own. Brian Baird, a good friend of mine, says, "Let's go OU." I don't know if he means Ohio or if he means.
I'm guessing he's saying Oklahoma.
I'm thinking that he's saying Oklahoma as well. Yeah, 27. to 17 right now. So it looks like that they're starting to uh, run away with this just a little bit. Of course, Baker Mayfield was on ESPN College Game Day, and from what I understand, gave a great showing. Gave some great predictions. He even was firing the gun. I mean, that was great.
That was fun. I was watching that. He was on, and listen, the coolest part about that though is if you watch ESPN. So the game is actually on ABC right now. It's Kirk Herbstreit and not Lee Corso. I always want to say Chris Fowler are calling the game.
Right.
But turn on ESPN, the Pat McAfee show is doing their own thing in this game. And it's actually, to be honest, and this is nothing against Kirk and Chris, who I think are great, but it is a lot more fun to watch Pat McAfee's broadcast. He had SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey on earlier as well. They talked about this rivalry, the Red River rivalry. Interesting comments from Greg about, because they usually do this game in a neutral site between Texas and Oklahoma. Now that both are coming into the SEC, they asked him, they said, are you going to continue to do this in a neutral site, or what are you going to do? And they said, well, we don't want to take away the home atmosphere of this game. So there is a chance that this game may not be a neutral site game starting next year. It's either going to be at Oklahoma or at Texas. So interesting little development there to see if they're going to continue to play these games like at the Cotton Bowl where they are today, or if they're going to start kind of doing a home one schedule. So interesting comments from SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey today.
Yeah, I find that to be very interesting. Before we were coming on the air, I mean, I was venting a little bit about the way the SEC is what they're doing now. I mean, they're starting to just get away from the traditions of what college football is all about, and I'm just wondering if down the road this becomes a setback for them.
I don't think so. I mean, listen, you're getting two blue blood type programs with Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, these are two programs that are storied. The rivalry is absolutely storied. It is interesting that, those comments today, at least as far as not having this on a neutral site, that's a little bit interesting because, it's kind of like the Florida-Georgia game, right? I mean, you're not going to take that as much as I think it would be better if, they did not do this at a neutral site. I particularly don't like neutral site games. I'm just not personally a fan of it. I think if you're getting that opportunity at home, like just imagine if the Florida Gators hosted #1 Georgia at home. I mean, that would be wild, right? It would be crazy. So to me, I think you take away a lot of the home atmosphere when you have neutral site games, right? You're not going to do that same thing for Florida and Florida State. They've been going back and forth for years. So listen, if they do this with Texas and Oklahoma, it would be interesting. But I think you're adding two really good programs to a conference that's already really good. I mean, you're seeing teams that are beginning to play well. I mean, Missouri's up over LSU right now. You're seeing it's not a rivalry, but Florida's taking on Vanderbilt, right? I mean, it's just those things that in the SEC, you never know who's going to win on what particular day, right? We saw a shootout last week between Ole Miss and LSU. And then the same Ole Miss team who hung 55 on LSU couldn't score over 10 against Alabama, right? So, I mean, it's the SEC is its own breed of football. And I think the interesting thing, Animal, for me, is when I look at next year, what is next year going to look like? Because here's the thing, you're adding these two programs in addition to you are also going to a 12-team playoff. So how many of those teams are going to be SEC teams? How many of those leaving the Pac-12 are going to be involved in that? I mean, it next year is going to be a very, very, I would say, crucial year, not just for college football, but for the SEC as a whole.
Yeah, and I think you're totally right on that. I mean, it bears worth watching how they're going to do this whole playoff. I'm interested in watching how the SEC is going to do the playoff. Are they just going to accept the top two teams? Are they going to tier it off to maybe the top four or maybe the top six and do an SEC playoff? I mean, which I think would be great. I think that would be absolutely great if they did maybe
do it kind of like how
game.
basketball does it, right? Like basketball does an SEC like tournament, obviously to crown an SEC champion. Now, I don't know if you could do the same thing in football, but from my understanding of what they're going to do next year, this will be the last year that they have divisions. So it'll be kind of similar to, I guess, how college football runs now in the SEC is they'll take the top two teams and head to head and all that kind of stuff. Those two teams will play in Atlanta for the SEC championship. But that doesn't mean, like, let's say if you have a let's just throw this out there as a what if scenario, right? So let's say you have an undefeated Texas and you have an undefeated Alabama, and you have an undefeated, that's the thing. It's going to be interesting to see how they narrow it down to what the top two is going to be. Just a very interesting scenario next year. I didn't like the idea of getting rid of the divisions. I think that kind of made things a little more complicated, to be honest. But, at this point, it's already done. So I'm interested to see how they're going to play without divisions and how they look at who are going to be the top two teams, in Atlanta. I don't think personally you can do that without divisions, but that's, that's just me. LSU just scored, by the way. They just scored a touchdown.
They just scored 36-yard rushing touchdown by Jaden Daniels, and now LSU's up 33-32, and we'll find out about the conversion here in just a moment. James Ludeman, usually the animal coming out you. Yeah, that was a great run.
It was
by him.
Run.
Yeah. He's gonna go for 2.
92 yards in 7 plays in 3 minutes, and they're going to go for 2 here to try to make this a field goal lead, 35-32. And we'll see if they convert that. But, man, this Missouri-LSU game, if Missouri somehow finds a way to win this game, I think it's probably, one of the biggest wins in their program history, I would argue. But sitting at 5-0 right now, I mean, if you're able to beat LSU, then, that matchup between Missouri and Georgia becomes really big as well. And Georgia's going to have their hands full with Kentucky later today. I think that's going to be a very fun game. I think Georgia finds a way to still win it. And I think the 2-point conversion is good. It is. So
it's good.
35-32 LSU over Missouri.
Right. And let me change the ticker. Well, I'm really behind. Again, this is the first time.
It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up.
It is hard to keep up, and I'm trying to do my best. But I want to hop on board with this in just a second here. Okay. Missouri 35, LSU 32.
Any surprises from you today, as far as what team? Maybe, I mean, obviously Missouri you could probably throw in there that they had the lead at one point.
I'm really surprised at the way Missouri's playing. I think that when you look at Missouri and what they have been doing, and in a lot of ways it kind of scares you a little bit, because when you look at the way they're playing, Missouri's probably picking things up at the right time. Okay, so I don't know what Missouri's schedule holds for them down the road. What I do know is that the more that they're playing this way, it seems that the better that Missouri could get as the season goes on. Look, there's a long way to go, though. We're just in week 5 of the college football season, and you have to ask yourself, where the heck has the time fly? Usually the animal, James Ludeman, with you on this edition of the Animal Football Insider. Brought to you by the fine people at Carpet Direct of West Des Moines, Iowa. And hopefully I can get my buddy, Ben Taylor, maybe to call in maybe a little bit later on and just do some things here. Okay, so I want to throw this question out at you.
Okay.
Kentucky is playing Alabama.
Now Kentucky's playing Georgia.
Okay, you're right. Kentucky's playing Georgia.
Big
Alabama's
game.
playing.
Texas A&M.
Alabama's playing Texas A&M. Okay. Let's say, just for the record, let's just say Alabama beats Georgia. Does that Kentucky loss that Florida had last week makes things a little bit better for Florida? And the fact that Kentucky is really a better team, per se?
If Kentucky beats Georgia today by some miracle, which again, just for the record, I don't think Kentucky's going to have enough to beat them. I think Kentucky will run the ball well. I mean, they have one of the best running backs in the country right now, Ray Davis, who's a very, very good running back. And Florida had a lot of problems containing him. That was the big thing for Florida, was containment, and they did not do a good job of that. And that's why the score, unfortunately reflected what it did. But it's at Georgia. I don't like the road game for Kentucky. Listen, Mark Stoops for Kentucky. This is kind of a win. This is like a really big game. And Ohio State, by the way, just scored another touchdown. Goodness, they're opening it up now. But for Kentucky, this is a game that if you find a way to win this game, not only are you a top 5 team. I think if Kentucky finds a way to win this game, you're a top 5 team, because here's the thing: Kentucky, the rest of the way, really doesn't have a game where they're going to really struggle. Maybe the Tennessee game, possibly, but I still think that's a winnable. That's a winnable game for them. So, listen, if Kentucky finds a way to win this, I think it does look good for Florida. I mean, it's not going to really affect Florida in the grand scheme of things. Because I think at this point, we know who Florida is. Florida got that big win against Tennessee. That's a huge, top 10 win. They moved into the top 25, and then they did not play well. I mean, you can't sugar it up. And I know your love for the Gators. I grew up loving the Gators. I totally get it. I hate to be like the negative Nancy on the Gators, but you wanted a better effort from Florida, and it just did not happen. And that's but even if Kentucky does find a way to beat Georgia, then you feel a little better, I guess, that the Gators lost to them, because yes, they would be the better team at that point.
I've been of the mindset. Well, I think we talked about this last week, but I've been of the mindset that when Billy Napier was speaking to his team a couple of weeks ago after Tennessee, one of the things he said in the locker room is that one of the things that we have problems with our year was that we let these guys' egos get away from them, and they built themselves up more than what they should be. All right. And for Billy Napier, he opened their eyes to this notion to not get big heads. I don't want to say that the Gators have big heads, but it looked like that they were not ready to play this game at all. And I believe that you can only coach your team up as much as you can. You can only fire up the team as much as you can. It's up to the players to get out there and play. But I don't know how I respond. And I
mean, it's a confidence thing, right? I mean, you go home and you have a huge win against a Tennessee team who a lot of people thought could be a college football playoff team potentially. I think we may have overrated Tennessee just a little bit. They lost a lot in the NFL draft. I mean, Hendon Hooker was really the cog that made that team gel. And listen, I'm not going to say that Tennessee's a bad team, because I don't think they are, but I think people really overhyped the success of last year, and they were under the impression that, oh, well, we could just coast right on through here and do this again. Well, that's not how college football works. And that's what I would say to the Gators is, it is a scenario where you're coming off of a huge top 10 win, and you've got to play well the rest of the year. I mean, you're not judged by one game, right? You're judged by how you respond the following week. So if you're looking at the Gators coming off of a huge win, and then you look at the Gators coming off against Kentucky, you're sitting here going, well, who is this team? we don't know who the real Gators are, right? Are they the Gators that we saw against Tennessee, or are they the Gators that we saw against Kentucky? And that's the unfortunate, or even the Gators that we saw against Utah. Because here's the thing, the Gators we saw against Utah was completely different than the Gators we saw against Tennessee, right? And vice versa for Kentucky. So, the problem is when you get confidence, the confidence is a great thing. But if you're not able to act on that confidence and play consistent football throughout the season, then you're going to run into these games where 1 minute you're on top of the world and the next minute you're at the bottom going, what did we do here? And I think the Gators kind of got humbled a little bit, and I know that's not Billy Napier. Billy Napier's a guy that's very like, we're going to take things one game at a time. We're going to play well. We're going to be consistent. And you're right, Animal, to your point is, if I'm the Gators players, I got to take this one game at a time and understand that, yes, I got a big time win. Now there's more eyes looking at us, and we have to play to the ability that we know we can play to. And unfortunately, last week against Kentucky, it didn't happen. Now they're going to take on a Vanderbilt team who, let's just be honest, is not very good. So I'm sure some of that confidence that was lost against Kentucky is going to work its way back in, today against Vanderbilt. But it's hard to judge a team based on playing against Vanderbilt when they've had 2 back-to-back top 25 matchups and they've won one in convincing fashion and just laid basically a goose egg in the other one. So I don't know. It's a very interesting dynamic here for the Gators at this point.
Missouri's up 39-35 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Goodness.
And
love it.
And I think Missouri has the ball. So we'll get more on that in just a minute. Give us a preview, Alabama, Texas A&M today, because I know you got to head out. Here in just a minute.
Yeah, huge game at Texas A&M for Alabama. Listen, Alabama, they're in control really of their own destiny. They lost to Texas, obviously, on national television. Was not a good game, and then they come out the following week. We talked about week to week kind of what we're looking at for different teams, right? We just talked about that with the Gators. Well, they came out and played a home game against a Texas team that's now ranked in the top 3, who's losing to Oklahoma. But, you play that game and then you go on the road at USF and you don't play your best football. But they came back home against Ole Miss, only gave up 10 points to that offense who hung 55 on LSU last week. So that's going to be something you can hang your hat on a little bit. But now they're going to take on a Texas A&M team whose only loss was at Miami in a game that was just unbelievably bad for them. And you're going to be on the road. So listen, I said it a couple weeks ago when you had the show here. I think Alabama doesn't have a game left on this schedule that they can't win. I think that today is a winnable game. Based on what they were able to do against Ole Miss, based on what they were able to do last week against Mississippi State. Again, I think they're starting to get the mojo with Jalen Milroe at quarterback. They're starting to kind of get the run game going. They're freeing up that offensive line that was a question. Now the offensive line still has not played their best football. This defense, though, is what's going to keep them in games. But today is going to be, can they stop a Texas A&M offense that's very good?
Texas had just scored a moment ago.
Goodness.
They're 27-26. And for those who wonder what I'm looking at TV, just to keep updated throughout the course of the game. Let's kind of review what we got going here right now. Texas on the verge of making an extra point to tie the game. 27-all with 6:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Missouri, who just got a big run. LSU just got a big run against Missouri. LSU's down 39-35. Ohio State is on the way to beating Maryland. It's 34-17 right now. Gators are going to be playing on in just a few minutes, and I'll be giving them some commentary on that game as we get going here. Do you see any surprises today? do you see maybe Georgia faltering a little bit against their opponent?
Yeah, I don't think Georgia loses today. I think Kentucky, if they can get the run game established, I think they're going to make it close. I think Georgia's another one of those teams that's starting to click. They were another team that has a very young quarterback, obviously, so he's starting to kind of get rolling a little bit. I don't see Kentucky winning, but again, that's not to say that they can't. I think the team that's able to control the line of scrimmage as far as the run game is concerned, I think is the team that could win it. And I think if you're looking at Kentucky, they have a top running back there who Florida Gator fans unfortunately know all too well about because he really controlled pretty much every aspect of the game last week. So Davis is going to be huge on the line of scrimmage for Kentucky. I think maybe this game could kind of mirror what we've seen in Ohio State. I think Kentucky could take the lead early, but I think Georgia with that defense finds a way to adjust. And listen, Georgia's been in a couple scenarios already this year where they have kind of faltered. They did that against South Carolina, had a great second half, and ended up winning. So you got to wonder, when is the clock going to run out for Georgia, because they've really been kind of on the cusp a couple of times of losing. And I think Michigan fans would love to see a Kentucky win today.
James, LSU just scored, and now it's 42 to. LSU scored. Now it's 42-39. LSU on top.
Unreal.
Top of unreal, man.
Another shootout for LSU.
Why do you have to go on a day like this? I have no idea. But I get it. It's a family thing.
Listen, I get to go watch my 6-year-old play football today and go and make tackles and do all that. So and you know what? And for those who are watching, if you get an opportunity, go out and watch these kids play. Even though it's not you're not spending $60-$80 to watching a football game. You're watching future stars. You're watching people that love to play football just to play the game. That's all it is, you know. So I know you got to go. Thank you for joining me. I may be back on later on tonight. So if I'm on when you come in, hop on. We'll talk about some things that happened. So. All right, guys. Roll Tide. We'll see you.
Go Gators. Have a good one, James.
You too, buddy.
James Ludeman joining me here in this edition of the Animal Football Insider. I love James, and he has to go. Let's see here. So James had to go. So as I said, this first time doing this, and you wonder what I'm looking at. Try and look at the TV and get you guys updated on the things that are going on right now. Texas scored. So I'm trying to figure out what happened here because there's some excitement here. Maybe what's the score? LSU is, what was it, LSU or is it Missouri that has the ball? Hang on just a second. Animal with you on this edition of Animal Football Insider. It's Missouri that has the ball going down with 2:17 to go, trying to either kick a field goal or possibly go for the win. They're at their 43-yard line, so we'll keep you posted on what's going on there. And Texas, 6:04 to go in the fourth. Texas is tied 27-all with 6:04 to go. 6:04 to go in the game. So I'm doing everything by myself here. So I'm trying to do everything best I can here. So hope you like it. Got some comments you want to talk about? Please go ahead, and we'll just keep you going here. Ohio State. It looks like they're just going to win their game. Coming up later on today, Alabama against I believe Texas A&M. Georgia will be playing against Kentucky. That's going to be a shootout. Florida, I'll be keeping my eye on, obviously, for obvious reasons. So it's kind of like nitty-gritty down to the wire on a couple of these games. Missouri just had a false start, so LSU just had a false start, so. They're going to be backed up. Yeah, and if those are wondering about Baker Mayfield, why he was on um, College Game Day today, because the Bucks have a bye week. They were off this week. Then they take on the Detroit Lions next week, and we talked about at the beginning of the show with James, the game is flexed, and LSU just Missouri just fumbled the ball, and it looks like LSU may have recovered. They Missouri came on with a very nice rush, and LSU fumbled the ball. Actually, it was the quarterback who was running and got hit. Ball comes loose, and we're gonna find out who has the ball here in just a minute. Looks like Missouri's gonna have the ball, but we'll find out here in just a minute. Okay. Jimmy Press says you're doing great. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. And if you want to come on and talk about the Iowa game, but we're going to talk about that as well. We're talking about the Gators that's playing. Iowa State plays tonight. And Vince Vince, you're right. The Oklahoma Texas game is a barn burner. 4:49 to go. I've got a multi. Let me explain to you what my screen is like. I've got a multi-view where I can watch 4 games at one time. So I'm trying to keep updated. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. 1:15 to go. Missouri LSU game. That's at Missouri, by the way. You know, Missouri's been playing very well, and one of the one of the things that scares me a little bit about Missouri is when the Gators take them. Are they picking things up at the right time? We're talking about the Missouri Tigers, and we're gonna find out here. 1:15 to go. Oh, Texas just. Oh, okay, that was a highlight. Sorry about that. Okay. Boy, Missouri has the ball up now close to the 50-yard line with 1:06 to go. Boy, what has happened to LSU's defense? Wow. I mean, it's just amazing. Texas continues to drive. They've got the ball with 4:34 to go. Excuse me. Wow, what a nice play by the Missouri wide receiver. I can't get his last name. Okay, what happened here? No, LSU's got the ball now. I thought it was Missouri that had. Okay, LSU has the ball now. 1:06 to go. There must have been a fumble there. I don't know what happened. Anyways, 1:06 to go in the game. By the way, the Missouri game is on ESPN right now. And LSU has a chance to get this game into field goal and tie it up. Oh, I hate when they run up the middle. Because, you know, they're not going to get too many yards. Here's the thing about running up the middle that I hate. Okay, number one, you're not going to get too many yards because you're going to see the defense just crumple together and stop that running back for little or no gain at all. Number two, it tires out your defense. Really, Napier speaking. I'd love to hear what he's saying. Hang on.
What was the message to your team this week? I know we talked about missed tackles.
Really, Napier speaking on SEC Network.
What was the message as you go into this one for your team?
Yeah, just don't make it too complicated. You know, I think we know what winning football looks like. We got outplayed, and there's no question that our group has responded well. And again, the emphasis is control what we can control. And I think we did a lot of things maybe that helped the opponent last week, but credit to Kentucky. This week's a new week. And in this league, you got to be ready to go every week.
Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I don't know how much you heard that a moment ago, but Chris Budet of ESPN was talking with Billy Napier a moment ago. They were going to the stadium. And Billy Napier says something that kind of has struck me. Do not make the game complicated. And in a lot of ways, he's right. Billy Napier's been able to keep this game as simple as possible. But the problem is that these guys, I don't know why they can't play this game simple. LSU almost had a fumble there. They recovered. They lost some yardage. God, Missouri has such a good defense. The way they are just flying to the ball. Texas is still up, I believe. I think. I don't see an update yet. That's what we got on my four camera screen. I see Gators warming up, the LSU game, the Ohio State game, and now the Texas-Oklahoma game, which is being done through ESPN2 with Pat McAfee. Still 27-all with 2:28 to go. LSU now with the LSU has a 3rd and 19 to go. 3rd and 19 to go. And 58 seconds left to play. Okay. They get about 8 or 9 yards coming 4th down with 53 seconds left. And Missouri has called its final timeout. So, go Mizzou. Jeez, thanks a lot. But yeah, Missouri is one of these kind of teams that they get hot. They could be very dangerous in the Eastern Division. Okay, and right now next to Georgia, it really is up for grabs in a lot of ways, but because of certain things that have happened, I don't think you can expect Florida to have a shot at winning the SEC championship. Eastern Division. A lot of things would have to happen, so I just don't see that happening. But still, there's a lot of weeks to go in college. There's still a lot of play. 53 seconds left. 42-39 LSU. LSU's punting on 4th and 11. LSU's going to get the ball. Missouri's going to get the ball there on 5-yard line. So less than a minute to go. It looks like that LSU might just win this game. Ohio State, they have won their game. So that game is done. Let's update the ticker. Okay. We'll get some more scores up there for you. If you like what I'm doing, just let me know. Something new, something different on Saturday afternoon. Just to get you guys just something to do. 27-all with 122 to go in the game. Oklahoma versus Texas. And if you heard James Ludeman, my good friend who's an Alabama fan, on earlier today, he discussed the fact that there's a chance of the Oklahoma-Texas series next year when they join the SEC could become a home and home series. Missouri just intercepted LSU. They run it back for a score with 34 seconds to go. So now it's going to be 49-39. So you can pretty much call this game over with. And wow, that was a bad. That was a bad throw. I mean, just right into the hands of the Missouri LSU defender. Wow. Wow. Now we have several 3:30 games coming up. As soon as I know what they are, we'll probably do a 4-box for you. We may just do a 2-box. You never know what to expect. 122 to go. 49-39. So really truthfully now, the Texas game is the one game that is still going. We still have some time. So let's see here. Let's just turn and watch the Texas game in the closing moments. 122 to go in the ball game. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. You know, it's something new, something different. We'll get your take on what you guys, you know. So go Wheelers. Yeah, thanks a lot. I really do appreciate that, man. Come on now. Texas going to try for a field goal. I have no idea how long it is, but it looks pretty long to me. All right. Okay, and it is good. All right. So Texas has gone up 30-27 with 1 minute 17 seconds to go in the game. All right. All right. Let me do this right here. All right. Did I say Texas? Yes, I said Texas. All right. So 30-27. I need to take these games off because they're going to become final here in just a few minutes here. So we might as well take these 2 games off. All right. Ready here. So, all right. Really, the 2 games that I'm really interested in, Texas and of course the Florida game that's going to be coming up here in just a couple of minutes. And if I get the 4-box on with the games that I think that I can get, we might also have Alabama and the Georgia game as well. You know, little question I have here. Is it me, or is Alabama not as good of a team as they've been in the past? And the same could go for Georgia too. I mean, I just feel like that it's like Bob Seger. They were turning the page. They were moving on to different eras, and it just seems to me like that these guys, Alabama, Georgia, who are the head honchos of the SEC and not for college football in its entirety, they're struggling right now. So why not have the Gators take this opportunity? And they could. You got to remember something. Florida plays Georgia here in a few weeks, guys. Okay? And as I'm starting to really believe that that Florida, if they played their cards right, could very well have a good shot at beating Georgia. You know? So I'm not a happy camper with the Iowa game being on Peacock. Yeah, I agree with you there. I totally agree with you. And I don't know why that they're doing that, putting it on an internet stream. Oh man, Oklahoma. Wow. Let me just tell you what I'm getting all wow about. Oklahoma just now Texas just now came out with an all-out pass rush, and Oklahoma was able to break through it and got a nice pass completion for about 30 yards. Texas is down right now to the 20-yard line with 42 seconds to go. And now there's a flag on the play, and it could be pass interference. So, Brian likes Oklahoma, and Brian agrees with me. They're just, as Brian said a moment ago. No, not that one. I'm sorry. As Brian said a moment ago, they're just not as good as they used to be. No, they're not. I totally agree with Brian on that. Okay, if you're watching the Texas game, they're going to throw a pass. They're going to throw a pass. They threw pass interference on the play, which I think is a great call. But more importantly, they didn't. The Texas player did not give the Oklahoma receiver room to run. Okay, and I've always thought that as a defensive back, you have to give some type of room to run. And by the way, had he caught that pass inbounds, it would have been incomplete. Okay. Pass. Oklahoma just scored. Wow. Oklahoma just scored, people. 33-30 with 15 seconds to go. So, what? Okay. Excuse the language here, but Jimmy Pratt is upset. Are you mad about me? What in the world would Jimmy Pratt be upset about? Let's see here. That field goal is going to come through here in just a second. It should be 34-30 here in just a second. Wow. I wonder what Jimmy Pratt would be upset about. Probably about the fact they're being on Peacock, hey, I totally agree. I don't think it should be on Peacock. I think it should be a game that should be televised like on FS1. Iowa's one of the premier teams. I mean, Iowa's Iowa. You understand Iowa? You should be able to see your team play on your local TV screen. So, wow. Wow, Oklahoma. I'm not going to. Hey, Oh, that's why. Yeah, because as Brian Bear points out, FS1 has Major League Baseball on right now. That's right, with the playoffs. Wow. I wish James had still been on because we would have talked about what's going on with the Rays. Let me tell you something. Talk about a team that did not show up to play. I mean, that was just unbelievable. That was just totally unbelievable with the way that had turned out. I gotta correct this, guys, real quick. My bad. Oklahoma's up 34. So 15 seconds to go. 34-30. Oklahoma is up on Texas. Looks like that's going to be I think that's the way that this game is going to end. Unless Texas is able to pull something out of their hat here in a few seconds. They're down at their 25-yard line with 15 seconds to go. Field goal's not going to do it. They have to get a touchdown. Matthew McConaughey's not going to be a happy camper. Threw it right in the middle of the field, and they got him down. Texas has 2 timeouts left, so So Kazing's going to pull this team over. So again, Gators are going to be coming up here in just a couple of minutes on the SEC network. And we'll try and get some other games that are happening here. In fact, let me see what I can do. 6 seconds are left in the game. Okay. So Texas is going to end up losing. So let's see here. Six seconds to go in the game. They go back to pass, and ball goes out. Ball goes out of bounds. 2 seconds to go. Excuse me. So we got Carolina. The Tar Heels are playing against Syracuse. Gators are playing. I wonder what else. I wonder what else I can get. Hang on just a few minutes. All right. I wonder what else I can get. So let's see what we got. I think I just screwed this up, folks. Hang on. All right, so it looks like that Oklahoma's going to win their game. So coming up here in just a couple of minutes, Gators are going to be taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores in just a minute. And of course, Iowa's playing, but unfortunately, not able to see Iowa due to the fact that they are on Peacock. Oh, that reminds me. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, 34-30 is the final score. Hey guys, I'm gonna take a little break here for just a minute. The ticker is gonna be keep going here. I want to see if the wife is she's gonna take a nap, see if she's gonna be up, so get her set up with the Iowa game. I'll be back in a few minutes, so stand by. Oh, you know what? I just have something I can do. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I do have I do have a way of doing things. Oh, Iowa basketball star is at the game. What is her name? Courtney. Oh, I should know a name. I forget. Nevertheless, I can get the Iowa game. Ha 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 ha. So I forgot I could do this. I am so smart, you know. Not a smart ass, but smart. So let me see here. I'm gonna turn my volume down here. Okay. Because I have a way of doing things. Woohoo! See what I've got. Yeah. Oh, okay. I gotta be. I know. I know. I can get the game. I just gotta get into my Peacock account so I can give you updates as the game goes on. Speaking of Hawkeyes, you think it's about time for Chuck? You think it's about time for um you think it's time for Cook Ferentz to leave? I mean, I like what he's trying to do with the program. I just don't know. I just don't like the way he's doing it. You know, I mean, Brian Ferentz is Brian Ferentz. He's doing everything that he can. You know, um, I thought you guys loved me too. I'm just kind of feel like I'm left out in this conversation. Oh, okay. I am just going to roll with my peacock. Let's see if I got peacock on my. Let's see if I got peacock on my phone. I think I do. Here it is. Let's see here. Okay, here. Okay. See here. I'll get my password in a second. Okay. In the meantime, we're getting ready for the Gators to come up here in just a couple of minutes, and we'll get you all set up for that, and hopefully have some other games that we can report to you as well. So, see what I got here. Okay, come on. Let's see. I don't want that one. Okay. Let's see here. College football today. I'm kind of still ticked off with the way they are going to be ending the telecast with the SEC and all. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me reset my password. All right. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So you want to play? Okay. Okay. No. Hang on. My little ass sign. There we go. I hate when you have to do passports that make you have so many letters. It's like, really? Seriously? It's all passport. We should be able to set it however we want, but all right. There we go. Right. So let's see, get into my thing here. Let's see what we got going on. North Carolina, by the way, they're up 3-0. There we go. I got the football game going on. Purdue and Iowa right now. So I have to kind of mute this. So Purdue and Iowa are playing right now. So let's see here. 7-0 Iowa over Purdue with 5:29 to go in the first quarter. And Iowa has the ball on the 35-yard line. That's what's going on with that game. So let me get my Peacock account here. Okay. Sorry for the silence. Just trying to get some things going on here. All right. Get to the Gator game here in just a minute. Pregame. Right now they're doing just pregame stuff. All right, so let's do that right there. There we go. Ooh. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Purdue just made a great play. The Iowa receiver jumping up for the ball came out of his hands into the arms of a Purdue player. So Purdue has the ball thanks to an interception. So that's what's going on there with that game. All right, so let's get you guys going on right now here. Okay. I love YouTube TV. I think it's great. Lets you watch a multitude of games. All right. So. Okay, what just happened? The game's under.
Yards after the catch, about another 7 yards. Drawing the Gator defenders down the field.
All right, game's underway right now.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Quick motion. Will come this way with it, swinging out to the kick. He is initially finally run out of bounds and spotted right at midfield to a gain of a couple on the play. Shamar James, who makes credit for the stop. So that's what we were talking about at the top. Get these guys involved and we can throw out the Jade McGowan, let your receiver block out front. Really would be pretty bullshit.
Vanderbilt has the ball and they're driving. 2nd down and 8. Just under 13 minutes. Game has just gotten underway. Wow. Oh, by the way, By the way, big news out of the NFL today. Jonathan Taylor, running back for the Indianapolis Colts, as you know by now, was in a contract dispute with the team. They reached an extension. Okay. We'll get you those numbers a little bit later on. But nice job for the Colts to take care of Jonathan Taylor. That boy's a beast. I used to have him in my fantasy football. Man, that guy was just a beast, like you wouldn't believe. Randy has a 3rd and 8, and nice breakup by the Gator defense. Nice job by defense. They're gonna force Vanderbilt to punt, and that is the start of that game. All right, so let's see here. I don't want to do that. I want to go back. Let's see here. Alabama, Texas A&M. I'm going to do a multi-view. Yes. Let's see. Darn. Okay. So let me go back here. I love this multi-view thing. Let's see what we got with the multi-view. USF in Florida. Okay. Name you. Okay. Big board to Clemson. And Texas. Let's see here. Try and pick the best game to watch. I apologize for the delay. Just try and get some things up and running here. That's how it goes when you do a show like this. What's up at UAB? Wake up. Okay. Okay, I can accept that one. USF. So we're gonna have a multi-view here with UAB at USF and Florida against Vanderbilt, and we'll watch those games and keep you posted on other games that's going on. USF game has just gotten underway. Did not want to do that. We'll get back to the Gator game in just a minute. There we go. Graham Mertz is it's a transfer from Wisconsin for the Gators, and I last week in the Kentucky game, I thought that he did play decently. He didn't play bad, but I thought he played with the best, considering the circumstances that he had. He had some talented weapons, headed by wide receiver Ricky Pearsall, who's a wide receiver. Gators are limited today with the running game as Trevor Etienne, but however you Trevor Etienne is limited and probably won't see action today. Nor will Montrell Johnson. So it's going to be interesting to see how Florida is able to adapt to a running game with some new guys in there. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm going to do this while I'm doing. Okay, so while this is going on, I'm going to do this right here. All right. Let's see here. All right. So what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to turn off the scoreboard thing for just a minute here. And let's see here. Okay. Reset my scoreboard here. in here. And those are three games that we're going to be keeping our eye on in the afternoon shift. Vanderbilt, Florida. Vanderbilt against Florida. Bama versus Texas A&M, and Georgia versus Kentucky. Those are going to be the three games we'll keep our eye on during the course of this afternoon. Gators starting to drive out. And for the Gators, they've always started off slow. I mean, it takes a while. It takes a while for this Gator offense to keep going. But Montreal Johnson with a nice pickup run there a moment ago, got about maybe 16 yards, maybe more on the play. And right now, Gators are in the red zone. Wow, that's pretty quick. They've had the ball less than 4 minutes. That's it. Nice run, Merce. Oh. Drop pass. Merce was open. Receiver went across and had a drop pass, but there's a little hanky on the play. And offsides on Vanderbilt. I'll take that. I'll go ahead and take that. There you go. Florida State's already up 15-0 on Virginia Tech. Boy, Florida State, man. I got to tell you, Florida State could be one of these sleepers that just slide their way into the college football championship. Oh, nice end around run with Ricky Pearsall. He gets a touchdown. Gators are, by the time kick is made, should be up 7-0. Nice run on end around that Pearsall did. Oh man, nice, very, 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 very nice. So 7-0. Come on, Joe, get it together. I know you're slow. Oh, I won't bat. Okay. 7-0 Vanderbilt. 7-0 Florida lean Vanderbilt. Animal Football Insider coming at you with a very special edition today, talking about the games that are going on within the world of college football. Let's see here. Iowa's still up 7-0, but Iowa's on a drive right now, and they have it down the 2-yard line with 1:48 to go in the first period. See. There we go. take a live look in and see what's going on with the let's take a live look and see what's going on with other games. Let's see here. Sorry for the sign. I'm just trying to be able to watch multiple things going on at one time. Let's take a look at what's. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on with Alabama and Texas A&M. Let's see. By the way, the Kentucky-Georgia game, that's coming on tonight on ESPN at 7 p.m. So what we got headed here? So Oklahoma, the number 12 team in the country, defeats number 3 Texas. Wow. You're gonna see Florida move up in the polls once they win today. Wait for action to come back on the screen for the Alabama game. They've had like 5 commercials already. 5 commercials already, and they're still not back up yet. It just amazes me how, everybody wants college football, but all these commercials that come on, now it's 6. I mean, I know you got to pay your bills, but where's the common ground in all this, folks? I mean, it's just crazy. Syracuse and North Carolina, the Carolina up 10-0 over Syracuse. They've just started the second quarter. Wow. Nine commercials. It took them 9 commercials before CBS came back on the air. What? Do we really need 9 commercials at a football watching football? It's tied 3-3, and they've Alabama's just gone into the second quarter. Wow. Well, Alabama's going to try a long pass. Oh, wow. Alabama just scored on a nice touchdown. Alabama just scored on a nice touchdown to a receiver named Bond. That had to be at least a 70-yard. That was a 54-yard TD pass. Wow. And it was beautifully done. Because the Texas A&M defense, there was nowhere when the receiver caught the ball. There was not a Texas A&M defender within 5 yards of the receiver. Wow, nice play done by Alabama. Nice. 10-3 now is the score of that game. They've 14:51 to go in the second quarter. See what else I can do for you here. No, I don't want to do that. We'll move back up. Okay. Let's see here. Vanderbilt out of Florida. Let's join it live. See what's going on. Right now, they are in a commercial break for Buffalo Wild Wings. They should be back up in just a minute. Again, I apologize. This is my first time doing it. I hope you like what you're seeing. Let me know. Hopefully we can bring on some more guests a little bit later on in the show. Let's see. Let's see here. See if I can get somebody else to join me. Brendan Martin, I'm sure he's at the game. Dave Worth, And I would it's up now 10-0 on Purdue. Just started the second quarter. In fact, let's kind of give you an update on what's going on. Let's see, Bama. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. 10-3. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. So let's see if Lucas Gator wants to join me, and we'll talk about the game. Gators have the ball back now. They're still up 7-0. Oh, they're going to try a flea flicker play. Oh, and it got intercepted. Boy, I'm going to tell you what happened on that play there. If you're watching the Florida game, that ball was hanging in the air too long, and it made for the easy interception. If you go back and you watch that play, what you're going to see, they're replaying it right now. And when the receiver threw the ball, it was just hanging too long in the air, making it easy for the DB to just run over and intercept it. The play wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad play to Montreal Johnson, but the Vandy defensive guy with C.J. Taylor who caught that, it was just, he just made a great read on it. Let's see if Lucas Gator wants to join me. I doubt if he will, because he's streaming the game on Facebook. And I like the way he does it with he's got the TV turned down and the voice of Mick Hubert and Sean with Sean Kelly and who's the Sean Kelly and name's gonna come to my mind. It's just my former quarterback, Shea Matthews. Yes, Sean Kelly, Shea Matthews calling the play, take KC down on the sidelines. So, as I said, we're going to be on to about 4 o'clock today, getting the inside, and maybe we'll be back on later on tonight as we wrap up the day and scores. Vandy just caught a nice play. Wow, Vandy's going to score. Wow, Vandy just scored on what had to be about 80-yard play. Wow, and wow, this defense was slow. Wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. What was that? Wow. I mean, that's a great that is a great play on Vanderbilt. That was an 85-yard touchdown. 85-yard touchdown, and they brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys up to the line. And there was no help. The quarterback threw the ball on the left side of the line. There was just no help for the DB. And just a great play for Vanderbilt, but wow, that is just unfreaking believable. Wow, 85 yards, touchdown play. Game is tied 7-all. Will Shepard was the one that caught the ball, and he has 21 receptions in his career, and he's tied for third in Vanderbilt history. Gators are going to kick it off again. Wow. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable. I mean, I'm stunned. Let's give you some other scores that are going on. UCLA up 9-3 on Washington. FSU up Virginia Tech 22-0 after 1. We talked about the Alabama game a moment ago. Carolina up on Syracuse 17-0. Georgia and Kentucky play tonight. Michigan and Minnesota play tonight. Arkansas, Ole Miss play tonight. Notre Dame, Louisville. They'll also play tonight. Georgia Tech and Miami. Wow, that's from the game from the top 25. Wow. Games that are going on in the SEC. We talked about the 2 games. Mississippi State won earlier today. We told you that. LSU won their game over Missouri 49-39. Wow. I'm stunned. I am just stunned with that play. I mean, and for Austin's defense, you know, I mean, they don't usually do that. They don't usually. Austin's defense usually does not give up the big play. Florida trying to get some room here. Trey Wilson with a nice reception. I'll say this: Florida's pretty good at dishing the ball around. I mean, it's not just to Ricky Pearsall. They get around you, Trey Wilson, Ricky Pearsall, Montrell Johnson, several other players. They really do a good job of that. 4:26 to go in the first quarter. O-line broke down and merged with the sack. Wow. Let's see here. Other scores from the course of the day: NC State over Marshall. Jim McElwain Central Michigan team getting beat by Buffalo 37-7. That's a 1-14, by the way. So we talked about the UCLA game, Northwestern up on Howard 16-0. Clemson up 7-3 over Wake Forest. Navy over North Texas 7-3. Let's see here. No other big games. Other big games are going to be happening tonight. So looks like the evening games are going to be pretty good, and we may join you later on tonight. If you like what you're watching, comment in the chat. I'd like to know if you guys like what you're watching. Gators 4th and 3. Jeremy Crishaw is going to punt. Wow. It'll come out to 20. Iowa still 10-0 over Purdue. 9:46 to go in the first half. So we're turning a little. They're in a break right now. I thought I turned to Alabama to see what's going on there. Still 10-3, 10-34. Texas A&M just got a sack. Okay, and I wonder what happened here because Alabama just got called for unsportsmanlike. What happened here? Texas A&M made a sack, and one of the Alabama guys was chit-chatting a little bit, and it cost the Alabama a penalty, and now they're backed up to like the 5-yard line having to punt. 10:25 to go in the first half of that game. Texas A&M, we covered the punt. Oh, and he's going. Oh, this kid is, oh man, there's a flag on the play. Might be a holding call, but maybe coming back. But I tell you, let me tell you, let me set this up. Alabama was at their end zone. They punted the ball. They got it down to like the Texas A&M 45-yard line. It looked like the guy was going to be caught. He actually fumbled the ball, and he picked up the ball and ran with it. And this guy made some very nice moves. I don't know who he is, but he made some very nice moves. Was able to get the ball down to the Alabama 22-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. So we'll find out. Ania Smith is the one that caught it. And they're showing a replay of last week in which he actually returned one for a touchdown. So, and he actually fumbled the ball last week. Wow. Which goes to show you when you fumble, do not give up. Just take the ball and go with it. Now let's see where Texas A&M is at. They're back. No, they're back at their 25-yard line. So pass, touchdown. Yes, Texas A&M with a touchdown pass. Oh. Texas A&M just caught a touchdown pass. Receiver Johnson caught the ball. And when he caught the ball, an Alabama defensive player just gave him a nice shot to the face with the helmet. And there's a flag on the play. So you can count on this being unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, but man. So touchdown's good. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense. So the play with penalty was both offense and defense. They offset the penalties. What did he do? Quarterback rolls out. He's in the pocket. Nice protection. Throws a nice touchdown pass. And the defender just pushed the Texas A&M. Oh, okay. I see what happened. So the Texas A&M player who caught the touchdown, he was pushed hard, and he got up and wanted to say a few words to the Alabama defender. So, and that's what threw the touchdown. But I like this kid, Anai Smith. Where's my okay, what happened to my remote? I gotta get it back on the Gator game. Okay. Well, it's on the floor. And as I said, by the way, we might do a show later on tonight once I get back home and see what's going on. Let's no, I don't want to do that. Turn there. Okay. Take it back to the Florida game. Let's see what's going on there. I was still up 10-0, 7:47 to go in the first half. 1:37 to go in the first quarter. And game is tied at 7-all. Oh, I know what I forgot to do here for you guys. Update the ticker. Update that for you. I hope there are people still watching. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Randy has a 39 with 55 seconds to go. They're past. They're at the their own 38-yard line. Oh. Number 3 for Vandy just caught the play to give them a first down. But boy, I would love to see that again. Yeah, they're replaying it. I would love for them to see that again. Wow. Vandy may have just gotten away. Vandy may have just gotten away. I guarantee the SEC network is going to replay this. I guarantee you the SEC network, they should replay that catch. They should. But are they going to? Purdue's going to punt with 5:29 to go in the first half. Gators with a 3-down alignment. Okay. You know, Austin Armstrong's defense, at times they look unstoppable, they look unbeatable, then at times they look like they're just, And they're going to run the clock down. That's the end of the first quarter. It's tied 7-all after 1. So, let's see here. To the Alabama, Texas A&M. Let's see what's going on with that game. Alabama with the 2nd and 10. Ooh. Nice incomplete pass, but man, the Alabama receiver almost had it. That was a nice play. That was a really, really nice play and really good defense by Texas A&M. So it was a receiver that more or less just dropped the ball. It was just too high for him to catch. So another third down and 10 for Texas A&M for Alabama. Don't forget Animal Football Insider this coming Thursday night. We'll talk about what happened in the week of college football with the Gator game. We'll also take you around the NFL and discuss everything that happened. Luderman, hopefully, he'll be able to join me to talk about that, among other guests. We might have Lucas, the man Gator, on, talking about recruiting, what's going on. And, speaking of recruiting, for the Florida Gators, they have been doing a very good job of keeping a tight hold of their recruits. Guys like DJ Lagway, who's a quarterback, who everybody has high hopes on. He announced last year that he was going to be a Florida Gator. That was shortly after the whole Jacob Rashada deal went sideways. Wow. Alabama had a 3rd and 15, and Texas A&M just shut them down. They just literally shut them down. It's going to be like 4th and 25. Alabama is just not the same team as it was last year. They have a freshman quarterback, and it's something that's totally new to them. Going to be on with you about 15, 20 more minutes, and then going to end this podcast. And Alabama punts. We'll get back to the Gator game here in just a second. All right. So it's right here. All right. Here we go. Turn back to Vanderbilt in Florida. Clark Lee, yes, he's the head coach of the Vanderbilt Commodores. Took up for Derek Mason after Derek Mason had been fired, which I don't agree with. Derek Mason had them guys had that football team doing a really, really nice job. And they had some potential. Second quarter now is underway. Vandy with the ball at the Gators 46-yard line. Good defensive pressure by the Gators, and Vandy throws it away. But back to what I was saying about the Florida Gators recruiting and what's going on with them. If you take a look at what's happening, what you will find out is that despite what's happened with the Florida Gators, there's been very little talk of recruits trying to transfer, leave, go to a different school. And I think that's pretty cool that Billy Napier's done a really good job at keeping the recruits intact. Now, of course, we're going to find out what happens down the road. Vandy had to call a timeout on a 4th and 5. They were going to go for it. So they're going to use the timeout and discuss this just a bit further. Of course, I can't. I would love to broadcast the game, but due to copyright infringements, can't do that. But boy, that campus at the University of Florida is so nice. And for those who don't know about what Florida's been doing, they have upgraded their facilities. They've got a beautiful indoor facility with a lot of most of everything you would want. And it really is a nice addition to especially for recruiting. When you have those features that Florida has, it's really amazing. I encourage you to go online on YouTube and find in Florida Gator Indoor Facility, and they give you a tour of it, and it's really nice. Ooh. Okay. So here's something that just happened here. Gators. Did they get the ball? Hang on just a second. So Vandy just completed a pass and got him the first down, but the Florida Gator defender did a nice job of the tackle. And when he did, he swung him around. The ball comes loose, and Gators recover. Now, the question's going to be: is the knee down when he fumbles? We'll just have to wait and see. I can almost guarantee that they're going to replay this. Boy, that is close. Oh wow, this could go Vandy's way. This could go Vandy's way.
He looks as if it was down before the ball came completely out. Question was it already loose?
Knee down, and you can't see the ball right there. Though, like, is it already moving? It's hard to see.
Is the knee down?
Oh yeah, does the knee touch the ground? I think right there.
And when the knee goes down, the player's butt is in the way. So if you try to see it from another angle, I doubt if you can get a positive return on it. I think this ends up. Hang on. Vandy's ball. Yeah, no, I was wrong. It just become Florida football. Wow. Seriously, with the wow, Vandy last year had 16 turnovers. and 5 in its first 6 games last year. This season alone, in 6 games, they've already had 13 turnovers. Wow.
Well, that is the 13th turnover by this Vanderbilt offense. 5 fumbles, now 8 interceptions. Graham Mertz and company, they'll work from the 39.
I was still up 10-0.
Off left side to Johnson. Big hole. Big collision at the 47-yard line. And Martell Height a little slow to get up after running into Johnson.
Let me refresh my ESPN page and give you updates on what's going on in college football. Good game going on between Marshall and NC State. NC State's up 35-31 with 6:43 to go in the third. Marshall's got the ball in that game. Let's see here. UCLA 10-9, down at the hands of Washington, number 13th ranked Washington State. That's at halftime. Florida State up 22-3 with 9:37 to go in the second quarter. We told you Alabama's tied with Texas A&M. We said, of course, you know about the Iowa score 10-0. Purdue's trying to score with 1:27 to go in the first half. I gotta tell you, Iowa plays a pretty mean defense. The offense is suspect, I know that, but their defense can be, at times, can be very good, at other times can be downright crappy. I mean, plain and simple. See what's going on with the Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M game. No, I don't even see Tennessee on the list. I wonder if they're off this weekend. Oh, Texas A&M is driving. They have the ball at I think Alabama's 25-yard line. Well, through the first half, Texas A&M has 35 yards rushing. Alabama has a negative 10 yards. What does that tell you about Texas A&M and its defense? Texas A&M, wow. Texas A&M just got another first down. And say what you will about Jimbo Fisher, but the way he runs, the way he handles himself, not just as a coach, but as a person. I mean, I never really liked him at Florida State. I always thought he was kind of cocky, but he wins. You know, say what you will about Jimbo Fisher, but he wins. And he recruits very well. He just had a pass attempt for Evan Stewart, wide receiver, who had been a Florida recruit, by the way, before he left to go to Texas A&M. Gators, Texas A&M 2nd and 10. I'm prompted to watch a little bit of this game and see where it goes. Man. if you're watching the Texas A&M game and you're seeing the way that the offensive line for Texas A&M is manhandling Alabama's defensive line, just watch this next play, folks. Watch this next play. I'm going to miss CBS. I'm going to miss CBS's coverage of the SEC, man. It's going to be. See here. See what happens. I mean, look. And Texas A&M got a first down, and they're first and goal. But look at the offensive line, the way they protected him. I mean, they just gave that quarterback just enough time to throw the ball. What does that say? I mean, is Alabama's defensive line not that good, or is Texas A&M's offensive line just that great? First and goal. Boom, touchdown. There you go. And they scored. And they scored. Wow. Wow. By the way, I was Purdue driving, and I was still up 10-0 with less than a minute to go in the game. I'm going to stay on with you, see what happens with that. Wow. Oh, Florida has it down to Vandy's 3-yard line. Merce pulls out, throws it to Boardingham. Artist Boardingham with the score, and the Gators go up on top, 14-7. Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, it was a beautiful play. Beautiful play. Nice job by Graham Mertz. Beautiful play. I gotta tell you, I look. People may think I'm crazy by saying this, but extra point is good, and Gators go on top 14-7 over the Vanderbilt Commodores. I mean, look. I know what you guys are thinking, and I know what you guys are thinking, but I mean, when this team is playing, they could play very well. Oh no! Oh man! Hang on. Oh wow! Breakdown in the defense, and Iowa's defense just broke down a moment ago. Purdue just scored. Or did he? Or did he? Wow! Purdue just scored. Okay, but what I'm going to tell you is this: the receiver who caught the ball, it looked like that he was out of bounds before he reached the end zone. Now, I am wondering if they're going to replay this. No, they don't. Wow, 10-7, 32 seconds to go in the first half. I was going to get back to the ball. Wow, I'm watching this, and I could have sworn that I thought I saw the Purdue player step out of bounds. I'm shocked that the referees okayed that. Wow. Unbelievable. What's going on here now? Kicker for Purdue kicks the ball. They're having a re-kick again. That's a benefit of not having live TV. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Okay, so 30 seconds to go. They have to get a good kick off. Oh, and a fight ensues on the field. Iowa players come out. Quad diver. They have a defensive or a special teams guy named Croc Diver. That's what Purdue Croc Diver. That's a great name. Wow. Wow. You know, I'm not gonna be surprised if Texas A&M upsets Bama. I'm just not. Bama's just not the same team that they have been before, you know. We'll hang on with you long enough for the first half to end with Iowa, then we're gonna get out of here. Thanks to Jimmy Pratt and the others that chatted with me today. I'm glad you guys like it. I might be back on tonight after an event that I'm doing. So Purdue, Iowa has 25 seconds, and they're going to see what they can do. They're going to try and throw a long pass. Ooh, nice play. 15-yard pass. They catch the ball. Apparently not. Or did he? See. No, he missed it completely. Again, Animal Football Insider brought to you by the fine people of Carpet of Des Moines, and my good friend Benton Taylor and Company does a great job. Let's see here. 13 seconds to go in the Iowa game. Vandy gets a first down on a nice little run. Vandy has a first and 10 on their own 40-yard line with 10:14 to go in the first half. Iowa has the ball with 13 seconds to go. Stay on with you long enough to watch at their own 45-yard line. Quarterback tries to go out, and he is sacked. And that will do it in the first half. And I was going to go in the halftime lead, 10-0. As I said, Gators are 14-7. You can watch that game on the SEC Network. The Alabama Texas A&M game, that game is on ESPN. CBS, I should say. Vandy has moved the ball down the field. They have the ball on the Gators 6-yard line. Let's stay on with you long enough to watch this. Vandy just made a nice long completion and got it down to the 5-yard line. Wow, what a breakdown in defense. I know Austin Armstrong is not going to be happy with that. Just stay on here with you long enough to see what Vandy does with this possession. Second and goal at the 5-yard line. Incomplete pass, third down. Again, if things were able to work out, We may be back on later on tonight. Okay. See if we got anybody on right now. And he's not available. 3rd and goal for Vandy at the Gators 5-yard line. Nice defense and incomplete pass thrown out of bounds. And so looks like Gators going to hold them to a field goal. See what happens here. Oh, yeah, he was way out of it. Oh, no! And he had his right foot in as he went down. Vandy's going to go for it on 4th and goal. Wow. Vandy's going to go for it on 4th and goal from the Gators 5-yard line. Nice defensive breakup, and the Gators hold them, and that'll do it as far as the Gators go. Gators will take over the ball. 8:34 to go in the second half. I want to thank everybody that was able to join me for this show today. If you like it, press the like button on Facebook. If you like it, might do some more of this during the course of the year. Again, we'll be back on this Thursday night, preview the Bucs next game, review this game, Florida Vanderbilt. And anything else that's happening in the world of college, and the NFL. Thank you all for joining me. It's been great. I've spent too much time. Of course, you guys have more things to do than be watching me. Thank you all for joining me. Let's see. You guys make it a great day. God bless. And if you're not a Gator, you're trying to be Gator paid. Good night, everybody. God bless. Good day and God bless. And we may be on later on tonight. We'll just check on Facebook later on. Until then, so long, everybody.
Thank you for watching Animal Football Insider. Be sure to join us every Thursday night here on Facebook Live.